In today's information age, the landscape of reporting is constantly evolving, maintaining its pivotal position in the media industry regardless of the medium. However, a persistent issue lies in the lack of diversity, leading to disparities becoming deeply ingrained into the structure of the industry. We will compare the exaggerated portrayal of a newsroom's structural and organizational diversity context in the Anchorman with the lack of reception-level diversity depicted in Borat.
My name is Borat.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Helle Sjövack breaks down media diversity into 5 categories: structure, organization, production, output, and reception of media messages. The Anchorman was released in the year 2004 to an already robust Western media landscape. Its storyline is set in the 1970s, a decade when journalism underwent significant changes, transmuting from a physical newspaper medium into the more popular television era. However, there is no explicit establishing statement of this spatio-temporal context, and one could be led to believe the message applies to even the most recent of times.
What in the hell's diversity?
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Sjövack's structural and organizational contexts, largely conceptualized as the combined first-level conditions for integrating diversity into the media system, are tackled through a satirical yet critical characterization of the key actors within a typical American newsroom, which can perhaps be more likened to a stereotypical alpha male boys club. Very evidently, the crucial decision-makers within this media company have participated in a diversity-neglective organizational process of allocating work opportunities to members of their own demographic. Namely, the white, middle-class, and able-bodied male image, which Eickhoff pinpoints as the blueprint for a creative media professional.
I mean, come on, Ed, it's bullcrap. Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchorman, not Anchor Lady, and that is a scientific fact.
Thereafter, a collectively assured misogynistic dismissal of a newly introduced female voice to the channel for a news outlet further points to an inherently lacking diverse organizational framework refusing to accept change, gagging and revolting against the idea of a plurality of corporate identities and equal working conditions, or anything constituting a healthy structural and organizational work context.
Here we go again. Every station is the same. Women ask me how I put up with it. Well, the truth is, I don't really have a choice. This is definitely a man's world.
These stereotypes of media professionals react with slapstick humor, sexist commentary, and collective objectification of their new female coworker, epitomizing the exaggerated, vulgar, locker room nature of a male-dominated workforce of a media industry already plagued with scandals of sexual harassment and minority discrimination. Whereas the Anchorman focuses on the structural and organizational conditions for diversity, Borat sheds a light on the receiving end of this media diversity, or lack thereof. In the 2006 film, Borat, a reporter from Kazakhstan, makes strides in the context of structural and organizational diversity through his identity diverging from the blueprint shown in the Anchorman. However, the lack of reception-level media diversity becomes apparent through his interactions with US citizens as he travels through the nation. This, in turn, leads him to another form of stereotyping his identity that caters to the expectations the American public inflict on outsiders.
Are you new in town? I just say a kiss, you say hello. I say hello.
Do not touch me. Not get near my face.
Not in the room yet, sir. Hold on. You might want to repack your things. We're going to be moving again shortly.
I will not move to a smaller room.
Sex with your mother-in-law.
Yes.
I don't think that Americans would find that funny.
No, it is not a joke.
As we can see here, the character of Borat plays into stereotypes of foreigners by lacking cultural norms and manners. On multiple occasions in the film, he is seen behaving in a way that is deemed unacceptable by American society. In this way, the film critiques how simply a change in structural and organizational diversity is insufficient when it comes to the effects within reception diversity. That is to say, systemic changes within the organizational diversity of media are necessary to make changes that reach the reception of said media workflows. Borat utilizes satire and comedy to show that a world with no developments regarding diversity in reception is a world which echoes the inadequacies of the dominant culture.
My name is Borat. I come from Kazakhstan. Can I say first, we support your war of terror?
Media makers first need to look inward and tackle larger issues of structural and organizational failures to change our current precarious and volatile industry. The burden should not fall solely on structural and organizational diversity developments. Instead, the levels of diversity need to be comprehended through their mutual shaping, disallowing our current paradoxical media landscape. Therefore, a change on both micro and macro levels paired with driven policy shifts is needed to ensure a completely diverse media landscape, which doesn't see members of minorities having to reduce their identities to outdated standards. Comedy, as a medium, provides talented actors with a powerful tool to reflect on industry issues, offering a unique avenue for critique and introspection.